Hello students, happy morning. Class 12 Physics, Unit 6 Ray Optics continuation video. Here our today's topic, that is power of a lens. Power of a lens. Here power of lens. Here it is the ability of the lens to deviate the instant light when it fall on the lens. Okay. Power of lens is a deviating ability of the lens when instant light fall on it. Okay, we can state this one as it is a measure of its deviating ability. Measure of its deviating ability on an instant light. Okay, on an instant light falling on it. That is known as power of lens. Power of lens is a ability of the lens to deviate the instant light when fall on it. Okay, here I consider a lens A, that is named as A. This is a biconvex lens. Okay, here this is a principal axis, this is a pole of the lens. Okay, suppose a ray of light, that is a paraxial ray coming parallel to the principal axis after refraction, okay, that will emergent through the focus, that is F. Here the focal length is F1. Okay, here this is the extended instant ray. The angle between the instant ray and the emergent ray will be theta1. Okay, then next I consider a bulky lens. Like this, it is bulky, then the lens A. Okay, this is the lens B. Here also a ray of light coming parallel to the principal axis. It is extended like that, then it will deviate its path, okay, through principal focus F. Here this focal length is said to be F2. Here the angle is theta2. Comparing these two situation, okay, here theta2 is greater than theta1 and the focal length F1 is greater than F2. Okay, see, if the lens having the less focal length, then the deviating ability is more, angle became more. Lens having the more focal length, okay, then the deviating ability is less. So the power of lens depends on focal length. Okay, so we can write power of lens is inversely proportional to focal length. Okay, P is equal to 1 by F. This is the equation that can relate power of lens and focal length. Okay, from this we know power of lens increases with decrease in focal length. Okay, so from this equation we conclude that the power of lens B, that is greater than power of lens A, because it having less focal length comparing with the A, and also the angle between the instant and emergent ray will be more. Okay, so it having the more deviating ability comparing with the lens A. Okay, see, we can state the power of lens in other words also, that is the power of lens is a measure of degree of convergence or divergence the lens produce on the light falling on it. Okay, the power of lens, power of a lens is a measure of the degree of convergence for biconvex lens, or divergence, that is for biconcave lens, divergence. the lens produce on the light falling on it. Okay, these two are the expression for power of lens. Okay, we know power of lens P is equal to 1 by F. Then the unit of power of lens will be diopter. It is represented by the symbol capital D. Okay, 1 diopter, that is equal to meter power minus 1. Okay, power of lens will be positive for converging lens, biconvex lens. Okay, and power of lens will be negative for diverging lens. Okay, because for the diverging lens the image formed in negative y-axis. Okay, and for the converging lens image formed in negative x-axis. For the convergent lens the image formed in positive x-axis. Okay, from lens maker formula we can write the power of lens as power of lens by lens maker formula. That is, P is equal to 1 by F, that is equal to n minus 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. Okay, here this equation gives the outcome that the power of lens is inversely proportional to refractive index of the material. Okay, so for the given material, for a given material the power of lens will depends on the radius of curvature. Okay, see, for a given material is not altering. See, for a given material the power of lens increases with decrease in radius of curvature. Okay, that means smaller the radius of curvature, larger will be the power of lens. Okay, that for a given geometry, okay, there is no change in dimension. For that case power of lens depends on refractive index of the material. Okay, see, power of lens is it is nothing but a deviating ability on the instant light when light fall on it. Okay, that is denoted by the symbol P. Then P is equal to 1 by F. If focal length is less or focal length is small, the power of lens is more. The unit of power of lens is diopter. Okay, for a converging lens, that is a biconvex lens, the power of lens will be positive, and for a diverging lens power of lens will be negative. Okay, this power of lens depends on refractive index of the material, radius of curvature of the two sides of the lenses. Okay, for a given material, say, power of lens increases with the decrease in radius of curvature. For a given geometry of the material, it depends on refractive index of the material. Okay, then our next topic, focal length of lenses in contact. Okay, here I consider two lenses, lens 1 and then lens 2. Okay, these two lenses, this is 1, this is 2, having the focal length f1 and f2. F1 and f2, they are placed at a coaxial line. Okay, they are placed coaxial. So the principal axis will be common for both the lenses. Okay, if suppose I placed an object O, okay, here it will emit a ray of light on the lens 1 surface. Okay, after that there will be a refraction, then it produces a image I dash on the other side of the lens. Okay, here then next there is one more lens, it will refract its path. Okay, then it produces a image here, that is a final image. Okay, so we can write this one is U, this one is V, this one is V dash. Okay, see, object O that produces a image I dash by the lens 1. Okay, then the lens 2 produce a image I, for that the object will be I dash. Okay, see, the image I dash act as an object for the lens 2. Okay, here I is the final image. Okay, here I am considering the pole as P at the center of the two lens, that is named as P. This point is a pole. These two lenses are in contact. Okay, there is no gap, like that. See, for the lens 1, for lens 1, PO is U, that is known as object distance. And PI dash is V dash. Okay, that is image distance for lens 1. Okay, then for lens 2, PI dash, okay, is V dash, that is object distance. The next PI is V, that is image distance. Okay, then I am applying the lens equation. Lens equation, that is 1 by F is equal to 1 by V minus 1 by U. Okay, I am applying it for the lens 1. For lens 1, so we can write 1 by F1 is equal to 1 by, that is V dash, minus 1 by U act as U. Okay, this is said to be equation 1. Then for the lens 2, then 1 by F2 is equal to V act as V. Okay, but U act as V dash. Then this is equation 2. Add 1 and 2. Then we get 1 by V dash minus 1 by U plus 1 by V minus 1 by V dash, that is equal to 1 by F1 plus 1 by F2. Okay, cancelling these two, then we get 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F1 plus 1 by F2. Okay, here the two lenses in contact, they are combined as a single lens. Okay, of focal length F. So an object at the point O produces an image at the point I. Okay, see, these two lenses combined as a one lens. These two lenses became a one lens. Then P is a pole of the lens, combined lens. Then here O is the object. Okay, then the object distance is U and the image formed due to that object is I, then the image distance will be V. Okay, for that we can write the lens equation as 1 by V minus 1 by U, that is equal to 1 by F. Okay, this is equation 3 This is equation 4. Okay, compare these two equations, then we get 1 by f is equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2. Okay, finally we get the expression that is the effect 1 by f, that is the effective focal length, is equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2. If suppose there are large number of lenses, for large number of lenses are in contact, so we can write 1 by f is equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 plus 1 by f3. Okay, the next magnification. Okay, first we write the power of lens. Okay, we get the expression that is 1 by f is equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 plus 1 by f3. Okay, we can write this equation in terms of power of lens. That we know power of lens is a reciprocal of focal length, that is inversely proportional to focal length. We can write P is equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3, like that. Okay, here the combination of lens that can increase the sharpness of the image. Okay, always if suppose we are connecting the n lenses, then the image that will be very sharp. Okay, see, if suppose I consider 3 lenses, 1, that is 2, that is 3. There is a common axis, that is principal axis. Here object is there. This object produce image here, that is I dash. This image act as a object for this lens, that is I double dash. This act as an image for this one, we get I, that is a final image. Okay, see, the image formed by one lens that behave as an object for the other lens. Okay, this will follow as like that. Okay, then the magnification m of the combination for this lens, the magnification will be, that is m, that m is equal to m1 into m2 into m3. Okay, here the magnification of the combination is a product of magnification of the individual lens. Okay, then our next topic, that is silvered lens. This is a new topic for this year students. Okay, silvered lens. If suppose I consider a biconvex lens. Okay, here if one side of the surface of the lens, okay, this side is silver coated, that is silvered from outside, then such a lens is said to be silvered lens. First of all, I consider a convex lens, biconvex lens, one side that is coated with the silver, then it behave as silvered lens. Okay, here the silvered lens consists of a convex lens and a concave mirror. Okay, here it is a combination of silver lens, is a combination of lens and mirror. Okay, see, this is a principal axis. If a ray of light that fall on the mirror, after that it will reflect. Okay, this surface is known as transparent front surface. Here this is a silver coated rare surface. Okay, here in silvered lens you can observe that in the lens part, okay, in the convex lens part, there will be refraction at 2 times. Okay, see, first of all the ray of light instant first time, after reflection by the concave mirror, it will refract one more time. Okay, it attain two times. Okay, the light travel two times through the lens, but for the mirror it became only one time. So we can write the focal length of the combination of the lens and mirror, that is a silver lens, can be written as f is equal to fl plus fm plus fl. Okay, first focal length by the lens, the next by the mirror, the next again by the lens. Okay, then the power of lens can be written as P is equal to PL plus PM plus again PL. Okay, then here P is the power of the silvered lens, that is a combination of lens and mirror, that is 2 times of PL plus PM. Okay, here we know PL, that is the power of the lens, and PM is the power of the mirror. We know power of the lens, that is inversely proportional to focal length. Okay, here this is nothing but a concave mirror. Okay, for a concave mirror, focal length will be negative. Okay, focal length will be negative because it is a converging mirror. Okay, because it is a converging mirror, so the focal length will be negative. We can write the power of lens for that concave mirror, P is equal to, or PM is equal to 1 by minus Fm. Okay, if suppose in order to write for the lens, PL is equal to 1 by FL, that is a convex lens. Convex lens is a converging lens, the focal length will be positive. Power of lens will be positive and focal length also positive. Then for the entire combination, okay, that is a silvered lens. For entire combination we can consider that as P is equal to minus 1 by minus F. 1 by minus F, because the entire silvered lens behave as a concave mirror. It behave as a concave mirror. Okay, we can write this expression as P is equal to 1 by minus F, that is equal to 2 times of PL, that is 1 by FL, then PM, that is minus of 1 by FM. Okay, finally we get the expression that 1 by F is equal to 2 by FL minus 1 by FM. Okay, suppose the object distance, that is became U, and the image distance became V, then we can write the mirror equation. Okay, that is we know 1 by B plus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. Okay, see the entire silver lens that behave as a concave mirror. Okay, that is the equation for that mirror. Then our next topic, that is prism. Prism is a optical material because it allow light. Okay, prism is a optical material because it allow light. It is made up of glass alone. Okay, here prism is a triangular block of transparent glass. Prism is a triangular block of transparent glass. Okay, here I can draw the prism. Okay, prism is like that alone. Here it is bounded by 3 plane faces. Okay, one face is rough and the other 2 faces are polished surface. Okay, here this is a prism. See, these are the 3 faces. These 2 faces are polished surfaces that can refract light. Okay, this is a rough surface. Okay, that rough surface and the other base. Okay, these are the base of the prism. 3 sides will be rough surface and 2 sides will be polished surface. Okay, see, here it consists of 3 plane faces. Okay, one face is rough, that is known as base of the prism. Okay, other 2 faces are polished. That is known as refracting faces. Refracting face or faces. Okay, here the angle between the 2 refracting faces, okay, that is known as angle of the prism. See, this one is a refracting surfaces. The angle between the 2 refracting surface, that is known as angle of the prism, or that is said to be apex angle. Okay, that is indicated as A. A is the angle of the prism, and it is also known as apex angle. Okay students, in next class let we discuss the angle of deviation produced by the prism. Okay, in today's class we studied about power of lens. Power of lens is a reciprocal of focal length, and also it can be defined as the deviating ability of the lens. Okay, if focal length is less, then power of lens is more. Then next we discuss the focal length of the lenses in contact. Okay, if lenses are in contact, what would be the power of lens, what would be the focal length, what would be the magnification of the lens. Okay, then we found the relation in silvered lens. Silvered lens is nothing but a combination of a lens and a mirror. Okay, a convex lens and a concave mirror that behave like a concave mirror. Okay, then prism is a optical material, it can allow light. Okay, it is in a shape of triangle, it having 3 faces bounded by it. One face is a rough face, that is a base of the prism. Other 2 faces are polished surface. The 2 faces are known as refracting faces. Okay, then the angle between the 2 refracting surface, that is known as angle of the prism or apex angle. Okay, thank you.